Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day video. If you guys are new around here, my name is Becca. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm very passionate, obviously, about healthy eating, but I am also equally as passionate about intuitive eating in a way that is balanced and enjoyable while also, fueling my body so that I can feel my best. So in these videos, I pretty much just take my camera around with me throughout the day and share with you guys what I'm eating. I know you love these videos, so I hope that you enjoy it. And if you're new, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe. But with that being said, let's get into this What I Eat in a Day. Okay, so for breakfast this morning, I actually made some pancakes using sourdough starter. I had a ton of starter, so I decided to make some pancakes. So I do 2 cups of starter, and then I add in 2 eggs. And then on the stove, I will melt 3 tablespoons of butter, and I will just pour that in. It got a little bit brown, that's okay. Just like a little, pinch of salt. And then I will add in about a tablespoon of maple syrup. I just kind of eyeball it. And then I add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So then I will just mix this all up, and this creates my pancake batter. You don't have to add any extra flour. You basically can just use sourdough starter and then add these things to it to complete the batter. So then on a super hot skillet, it's maybe a little bit too hot, as you can see it was smoking a little, with butter in the pan, I will just go ahead and add my pancakes. I love that these pancakes, obviously they're sourdough, so there's some health benefits to that. I have a whole video where I talk about the health benefits of sourdough. I can link that for you guys, but they have this nice little tangy flavor, and it just goes so well with syrup. They're just really, really tasty, and I just love making my pancakes this way. If you have never made a sourdough starter before, I also have a video on how you can make one. When I first started doing this, I thought I could really only make sourdough bread, which is honestly very intimidating, and there is a big learning curve, but you can make so many different things with your sourdough starter, and most recipes like pancakes are simple and easy and kind of foolproof, and it's a really great way just to get more of that kind of fermented, good bacteria for your gut into your diet in a way that's natural. So along with my pancakes, I always like to serve them with eggs, mainly for the protein. If I just have those pancakes, or any of us in our family just have those pancakes in the morning, they're just not going to hold us over that long. So I am all for adding a lot of protein, having a fairly protein-rich breakfast, because it just starts you off with a nice full belly. It's good to help keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day, just kind of setting the tone. So I will make some scrambled eggs. We make lots of scrambled eggs in this house, especially because we have chickens and we get lots of eggs. And I just cook them in my cast iron skillet, which, if you do it the right way, your eggs will not stick, you guys. That is totally a myth. You just have to have fat in the pan. You have to have a very hot pan before you put your eggs on. And just actually don't stir them too much. So I will add a little bit of salt and pepper to the eggs, and then we are ready to eat breakfast. Super easy, delicious, everybody loves this. Okay, so then moving on to lunch, I decided to make just a really simple, kind of like a side salad. I just have some mixed greens, and I'm just slicing up some fresh strawberries and adding those to my salad. And then I have just a really simple balsamic vinaigrette dressing. I get this one from Wegmans. I really like it. It's the Amore brand. And then on the side with my side salad, I'm also making some avocado toast. And I obviously just toast some bread, top it off with some nice ripe avocado. And then my favorite thing ever recently, I've been talking about this a lot on Instagram, is topping it with burrata cheese, which is basically, if you've never had burrata, it's kind of like a mozzarella shell with creamed mozzarella on the inside, and it is decadent and fabulous, and oh my goodness, it is just so good. You guys have to try this. And I just add a little salt and pepper on top. On the side, for some easy protein, I'm just putting some turkey roll-ups, and then I'm also having a fresh peach. Peaches are so good right now, along with this lunch. A little bit later in the afternoon, I definitely needed a snack. Anything snack-wise these days, it's just gotta be quick because I just don't have a lot of time. So I love these yogurts. It's the first time I ever tried this specific brand. They're really good. And I just topped it with a little bit of granola for crunch. So then it was time to make some dinner. So I poured myself a glass of wine on this day. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of wine while I'm cooking. This is from Dry Farm Wines. This is like my new favorite obsession. It's all just really clean, kind of like natural wine. So I am starting our dinner by slicing up a nice green pepper for some steak fajitas. So we have, a few months ago, we got like a quarter cow from a local farmer. So we have a ton of beef in a deep freezer in our like barn garage. And I have been just kind of challenged to make different meals with different cuts of beef. So I'm making steak fajitas. I don't really typically cook with steak, but this is actually really simple. So I used, I believe it was flank steak. Anyway, so I cut up a bunch of peppers, and then I also diced up an onion, peppers and onions, and also sometimes tomatoes are pretty classic for fajitas. So I sliced all of those up, and I'm basically just gonna be making like a one pan kind of meal with these ingredients, which just makes it super easy. So I'm just going to arrange everything on my pan, and then I do line it with parchment paper. I typically like to use parchment paper when I'm doing any kind of baking or roasting in the oven. So I'm just going to drizzle it with a bunch of avocado oil, and then I'm going to top it off with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then also some garlic powder. I have no idea why there's a random Larabar sitting next to it. That's not part of dinner. Hayden probably brought that to me. Anyway, so then I'm also going to sprinkle on some like basic taco seasonings. So some paprika and some cumin, things like that. And then I'm going to grab the steak. I just defrost it in the fridge for a couple of days. I recently learned a tip. If you keep a lot of meat in a freezer, in the beginning of the week, just take all of the meat out that you're going to use for 1 week, and then stick it in like a big container, like a big pan in your fridge in case it like leaks a little bit, and then you never forget to take stuff out. Oh my gosh, this is like so simple, but such a life-changing tip. So again, I'm just adding those same seasonings, all of that stuff, salt, pepper, garlic powder, paprika, cumin, just to get kind of like that taco seasoning going. And then I just went through and I sliced up all of the steak ahead of time. You could do this at the end too, but I just figured it would cook up a little quicker if they were all separated. So again, I'm just kind of doing like a one pan situation here. So I'm adding all of the steak to this, and they will roast all together in the oven. I think I put it around 400. So with this, I am also making my einkorn tortillas. They are fresh tortillas. I have a whole post on my blog and a video on this that I can put down below for you guys to watch. So making your own tortillas probably sounds like really like extra, which I get, but oh my gosh, yes, it takes extra time. Of course it does. Making tortillas from scratch versus, just pulling them out of a bag. They are just so delicious, you guys. Like I just can't even, the difference in taste and texture and flavor, they are just so good. And a lot of store-bought tortillas honestly have so many different ingredients. It is crazy. Like some of them you'll see it is an entire paragraph of ingredients. So many different stabilizers and additives just, for texture and, shelf stability. It's pretty crazy, and I just feel like they don't taste very good. There are some better ones out there that you can find. My favorite store-bought ones are probably, it's the Mission brand. They have like an organic line, and those seem to be the best tasting and the least ingredients that I have found, unless you get like straight up corn tortillas, which I just don't love corn tortillas. I just prefer flour. So I like to make them myself, and they are so good. Again, it's a little bit extra work, but if you're gonna make tacos for your family, they are going to love you for this. I used to make tacos, and Matt was always like, these just aren't that good. Like, can we just not have tacos for dinner? And I was like, yeah, you're right. They really aren't that good. But then once I started making my own tortillas, they are probably his favorite meal. So I just create the dough, I make little balls. My recipe makes about like 10 to 12, depending on how big you make them. And you just roll them out, doesn't take that long. And then I just pop them on the skillet super hot for a couple minutes on each side. They cook up pretty quickly, and then I just kind of put them in a towel like this just to kind of keep them warm. They are so good. And you really do want to kind of eat these right away. They don't keep very well because there's nothing in there that keeps them stable for a long time. There's like no additives. So these are fajitas. We just topped them with some cheese and some salsa. Okay, so then for a little something sweet after dinner, sometimes I'm really hungry and I want something more substantial. Sometimes I just want a little something sweet. So dark chocolate is usually the way to go. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Maybe you've got a new meal or snack idea to try out. I have a whole playlist here on my channel all about intuitive eating, how to master mindful eating. I just did that video recently. I will link that for you guys here. I hope that you will subscribe if you are new, and also make sure to follow me over on Instagram. I'm just at Becca Bristow. I would love to hang out with you over there as well. But that is all I have for this video today. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!